This government is very, very shameless. Oh yes, very, very shameless. I repeat, how the shameless. So, after IG of police come out, that Ebetoku guy come out talk say, those kids that were fainting in court, the minors that they arraigned in court, they were fainting in court because na script where they tell them to make the act inside court. Say that fainting no they say na artificial fainting. Say na Nollywood they act inside court. Say nobody faint real faint. Say na fake fainting. With all the hunger that we saw, their ribs, everything showing people that have been detained for over 90 days, food day, water, nothing from their appearance. You know, say these ones, they don't knock down them inside court, food, water, nothing. We can all see it. Ebetoku come out, he tell us say they were faking their fainting in court. As though that was not enough, their spokesperson, Muyiwa, he came out and he said some other things. Where concern these minors where Nigerian government are in court? For what? Treasonable felony. Say they want overthrow government. They could have listened to the spokesperson of the Nigerian police, Muyiwa. Watch.
Those that are not criminally liable under the law, those are the people that are young ones below the age of 7. Once you are more than 7, you can be charged to court. The only thing is that you need to follow certain procedures to do that. But none of them is less than 7. I think the youngest should be 13. The fact that you are a 13-year-old doesn't mean you cannot be charged to court. So anybody, even in the Children and Young Persons Act, they can still charge you to court because you are 13-year-old. You can go to court. So we have charged them to court for this. On behalf of the federal government of Nigeria, the police has taken the bull by the horn because these are those who actually are leveraged on the end bad governance protest. They hijacked the protest and they are so violent. They are the people that are flying the Russian flags and many foreign flags, which of course is a punishable offense. So they are criminally liable. We have not charged any underage in our own context here to court.
Una hear what him talk? He say, as far as you are above 7 years, you can be brought to court for a criminal offense. Say yes, it is backed up by our law. But you know, can tell us whether that law say kids above 7 years should be charged for treasonable felony. Because how they want to take overthrow government now? How? Which armored car they get? Which AK-47? What be that way Nigerian minor, Nigerian child go do now? They go say, he will overthrow government. What be that thing? They say na reasonable felony. I'm gonna come say down. Kenneth Okonkwo won't respond to this Muyiwa now. Him get 1 or 2 to talk. What I'm very well, you go here as he take break and that's why you go understand say Nigerian government, Nigerian police, they are two. They are shameless. How the shameless? I give you Kenneth Okonkwo, watch.
It is very unfortunate that this government continually brings shame and bad name internationally and nationally on Nigeria. The question is, what have they achieved by arresting and detaining unlawfully and illegally and shamelessly children on the pretense that they committed treasonable felony? What is treasonable felony? I'm going to explain it in a very, very, very ordinary language. It's like people mounting armored cars, going on AK-47 and overthrowing Tinubu from the villa. Look at those children. How many of them have even seen armored cars? How many of them can operate AK-47 to overthrow a government? And what were they doing when they were arrested? They were simply crying in the street. We are hungry. We are undergoing hardship. Ameliorate our situation. And you as a government, because you say they were carrying flags, and then they have now committed treason. Meanwhile, Section 39, Section 40, Section 41 of the Constitution made it clear that these children are entitled to freedom of expression, freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of assembly. And when they are doing that, expressing themselves that they are hungry, you went and caught them. You say they were carrying flags. May I ask, does President Tinubu not fly the flags of other countries when he is accepting ambassadors into Nigeria? Do they not fly the flags of other countries when they are dealing with other countries? What is the offense about flying foreign flags in Nigeria? When I was in the university, I recall when America bombed Libya, we were flying Libyan flags in Nigeria. Section 36, subsection 12 of the Nigerian Constitution is very clear. You cannot charge anybody of any crime except it is prescribed in a written law. So what is the crime of carrying flag, foreign flag? You say they are crying that they should have a military intervention. Let me make it clear. If I say I prefer military rule to civilian rule, it's not an offense. You must prove that I have attempted to overthrow the government, or I'm conspiring with people to overthrow the government forcefully before you can begin to think about treasonable felony. It is a shame that these children have been degraded, dehumanized unnecessarily. Let me tell you, Section 34 is very clear. Every individual is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person, and accordingly shall not be subjected to torture, inhuman or degrading treatment. These children have been subjected to torture, inhuman and degrading treatment. And you can imagine this government saying that they were faking, they are fainting in court. May I ask, all those ribs that were exposed, that showed signs of malnourishment, were these children also faking it? The only fake thing I have seen in this Nigeria presently is this government lying at every opportunity, even lying against children. Children that you know are almost dying. You could see it. And you say they are faking, they are fainting. They were running after granules. They were running, they were already hungry. And now you put them to die. This government is inhuman. I have not seen such an issue before. So it's not about Tinubu releasing them. It is about, were they meant to be arrested in the first place? And you're talking about treasonable felony.
Let me know.
No, I respectfully admit that in Nigeria, it is only when you are below 7 that you are not criminally responsible. But let me remind him that the law is that when you want to bring children to court, you bring them to a juvenile court. When you want to bring them to court, or any human being for that matter, you charge him for an offense that he committed. You can only say these children committed, maybe, assuming without considering they even committed any crime. You'll be talking about bailable offenses. You'll be talking about maybe a breach of public peace. You'll be talking about maybe affray, maybe theft, or anything. Not treasonable felony. And let me remind him that you do not even lock up children where you lock up adults. As far back as when we were in the colonial regime, they made it that somebody between the age of 16 and even 21 will be taken to a Bostal institution, a reformatory, regarded as even not matured enough to be taken to prison. And then you are bringing them to court. Let me remind him that 2 months is the only time that even a court can bring somebody to custody. That is, if you had taken the person to court within 48 hours. Then after 2 months, if you have not tried him to court, you must release him unconditionally or upon such terms as to let him go, but to come for his trial. These children had been in detention for 3 months. Where did he get that power? The court even said the law is that even when somebody's offense attracts certain punishment, if he had stayed in detention for the time of that punishment, you let him go. And yet you brought these children to court that you want to try them. Let me ask him, when they were in custody, were they well fed? Were they not being tortured? Were they not given inhuman and degrading treatment against the Constitution of Nigeria, Section 34, Section 35, Section 36? They breached all these laws. And he is saying that I'm even ashamed that he will come out and begin to defend the indefensible. Those children, the president has to apologize to them and compensate them adequately. It was very wrong. The charges were wrong. The process of detaining them wrong. The process of arraigning them wrong. They were just malnourished, maltreated, and mistreated in that whole process. And the police should be apologizing to them and not inflicting more psychological torture on them after the ordeal they have gone through. It's really very shameful.
You hear everything. There is nothing to explain again now. All wala hanala. It don't disgrace Nigerian police, disgrace Nigerian government. Don't even quote law for them. They tell them, say, all this one are talking about rubbish. According to section 34, 35, 36, you guys have breached everything that concerns this case of arraigning children in court. You arraign them, you no charge them to court for 90 days when I keep them. Food, when I don't give them, water, when I don't give them. By so doing yourself, when I don't commit crime. When I can't even keep them. Nothing. Look at the inhumane treatment meted out of these children. And to crown it all, their offense, they say a treasonable felony. Hey. I will not ask Kenneth to take explain what it be treasonable felony before anything can qualify as treasonable felony. When I say take explain. Treasonable felony as you are overthrow government. This to the way say how they want take overthrow which got people with that they are protesting, they are hungry, they come back, they say they want overthrow government. So crying out now, you're hungry. Not treasonable felony. Because you flag. It's a flag. Any hell flag. Flag not gone. Now ammunition. Now when I start to take explain. So this government very shameless. Hardy shameless. As shameless as Bobrisky. I go say una later.
For over a decade, this has been the birthplace of innovation. Innocent Vehicles is a testament to resilience, employing international best practices to create more than just a car. Every vehicle here tells a story of durability, fuel economy and safety. Crafted with the African spirit, the Nigerian heart. These vehicles surrounding me embody the unique concept of regionalization, each one designed to cater to the tastes and preferences of our people. From the streets in Nigeria to the terrains of the Sahara, these vehicles are designed for our roads, for our people. This is more than a vehicle. It's a symbol of our progress, our resilience, our collective success story. Your feedback drives us to continuously innovate and improve. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.